Something big just happened quietly, and most people completely missed it entirely. Aptera just dropped a press release that changes everything we thought we knew about their timeline. The announcement was dated May 27th, 2022, and it introduced a company called Red Viking. Together, Aptera and Red Viking are described as revolutionizing manufacturing through something called Industry 4.0. That phrase alone should stop you because it carries enormous weight in the industrial world today. This wasn't a vague partnership announcement filled with empty corporate language and hollow promises either. This was a specific supply agreement covering all automated guided vehicles for Aptera's final vehicle assembly. That one detail tells us something incredibly important about where Aptera actually stands right now. Before we get into what this means, let's understand exactly what was said in that release. Red Viking's AGV mobile production platform is described as versatile, flexible, expandable, and easily relocatable between facilities. No building modifications are required, which means Aptera can set up production without expensive infrastructure investments immediately. The AGVs charge while stationary, so work continues without any downtime, interrupting the manufacturing flow at all. Aptera says this technology will extend their efficiency-first philosophy directly into the manufacturing cycle itself. With this partnership secured, Aptera remains confident about meeting both pre-production and production timelines as planned. That confidence isn't just talk when you look closely at what this agreement actually represents here. Now, to truly appreciate this announcement, you need to understand what Industry 4.0 actually means historically. IBM has some of the clearest explanations available, and the historical context makes everything click into place. The first industrial revolution happened in Britain during the late 18th century in manufacturing facilities. Water and steam power replaced human and animal labour, fundamentally changing how goods were made back then. The second industrial revolution came when electricity arrived and transformed communication alongside production capabilities dramatically. Telephones and telegraphs suddenly connected manufacturers to their suppliers across vast distances for the very first time. The third industrial revolution arrived in the mid to late 20th century, with computers entering factories everywhere. Programmable logic controllers were introduced and began automating processes that previously required constant human attention and oversight. Now we are living inside the fourth industrial revolution, and it is unlike anything that came before. This revolution is built around machines that communicate with each other without requiring human instruction at all. They share data, optimize processes, and achieve levels of efficiency that would have seemed impossible just decades ago. This is called the Internet of Things, and it fundamentally changes how a factory floor operates daily. Every machine carries sensors that feed real-time information into a centralized cloud computing system, continuously running analysis. Artificial intelligence and machine learning then process that data to find inefficiencies and eliminate them automatically over time. Edge computing handles the real-time processing happening directly on the factory floor without delays slowing anything down. Cybersecurity protects all of that data as it flows between machines, sensors, and cloud systems around the clock. But the most fascinating technology driving Industry 4.0 is something called the digital twin, and it's remarkable. A digital twin is a complete virtual simulation of your entire assembly line built from real sensor data. Engineers can manipulate this virtual version to test changes without ever touching the actual physical production line itself. Want to reorganize your line? Test it digitally first and see exactly what happens before spending a single dollar. This is how modern manufacturers eliminate costly mistakes before they ever become real problems on the factory floor. Aptera partnering with Red Viking signals they intend to build their factory with all of this in mind. They aren't building a traditional car factory because they aren't building a traditional car at all, period. Now let's talk about Red Viking because this company has a deeper story than the press release suggests. Red Viking was founded in 1981 by Dave Emmett, one of the original designers of programmable logic controllers. That connection directly links Red Viking's DNA to the third industrial revolution from the very beginning of everything. They started out as a defense contractor, supporting helicopter programs before eventually pivoting toward industrial manufacturing solutions entirely. A 2014 merger expanded their capabilities considerably, and they've been growing steadily ever since that point forward. Today, Red Viking employs around 160 people and generates somewhere between $31 and $60 million annually in revenue. They aren't a massive corporation, but size isn't the point here and never really was for Aptera. What matters is what they specialize in and how precisely that specialization aligns with what Aptera actually needs. Red Viking designs and builds complete assembly lines from the ground up for manufacturers entering production stages. They work with both greenfield sites, which are blank slates, and brownfield sites that already have existing infrastructure. For Aptera starting fresh, Red Viking can design an entire production system built specifically around the vehicle's unique structure. They also provide operational intelligent systems, meaning they install and manage all those sensors, feeding the digital ecosystem constantly. Their competitors include companies like Eckhart and IDC Corporation and Oceaneering, but Red Viking stands out clearly here. Their combination of AGV expertise and full assembly line engineering makes them uniquely positioned for exactly what Aptera needs. There's also a reasonable guess that Monroe Associates, who helped make the Aptera manufacturable, systems are much try imtest and flamin of the partnership selection. Monroe works on making designs production-friendly, and Red Viking turns that production-friendly design into an actual working assembly line. Together, those two companies essentially bridge the gap between Aptera's engineering vision and real-world mass manufacturing capabilities entirely. Red Viking also offers something else worth noting that doesn't get discussed enough in the coverage here. They allow manufacturers to rent their AGVs rather than purchasing them outright, which changes the financial picture significantly. For a company like Aptera that is still scaling up capital, renting makes enormous strategic sense right now. You get world-class production equipment without the massive upfront capital expenditure that buying would demand from your reserves. As production ramps and revenue flows in, transitioning toward ownership becomes viable without straining early operational budgets unnecessarily. This is smart manufacturing economics, and it's the kind of thinking that tells you Aptera's leadership is serious. Now let's get into what an automated guided vehicle actually is, because this is where things get genuinely exciting. The name is straightforward, but the implications for Aptera's operation are far more significant than they first appear. AGVs are self-navigating vehicles that move materials and components through a factory without needing human operators guiding them. They come in several different forms depending on what function they serve inside a specific manufacturing environment today. Automated guided carts are the simplest version, and you've already seen them if you've ever watched Amazon warehouse footage. Forklift AGVs operate exactly like traditional forklifts, but without anyone sitting in the seat directing their movement anywhere. Towing AGVs function like small trains, pulling loads of components from one station to the next continuously. Unit load handlers carry individual assemblies or components between specific points along a defined production path each time. Heavy burden carriers move the largest and heaviest assemblies and are used in the most intensive manufacturing environments. Autonomous mobile robots represent the most advanced category, capable of sophisticated navigation and complex decision-making while operating independently. For Aptera specifically, the unit load handler category seems most relevant, given the vehicle's relatively lightweight composite structure. The 3D renders Red Viking has shared show compact, low-profile AGV platforms that move quietly and precisely across clean floors. These aren't the enormous industrial machines you'd associate with a traditional steel-framed automobile being welded together in shifts. They're elegant, precise, and perfectly matched to the kind of vehicle Aptera is building from the ground up. Now here's why this AGV decision matters so much more than just choosing one piece of equipment over another. Traditional automotive assembly lines are built around conveyor belt systems locked permanently into the factory's floor and infrastructure. Those belts run on chains or tracks that are physically installed into the building during initial factory construction phases. Once installed, they define the entire layout of everything, where stations go, how workers move, and what sequence everything follows. Changing that layout means tearing out infrastructure, halting production, spending enormous amounts of money, and losing weeks or months of output. Workers have to walk around the conveyor system constantly, which creates safety hazards, inefficiency, and friction throughout the entire workday. If you want to split your line, add a station, or reroute the flow, you are essentially rebuilding the factory again. That rigidity is exactly what killed flexibility for traditional automakers trying to adapt their lines to new vehicle architectures quickly. AGVs eliminate every single one of those problems in a way that is genuinely revolutionary for a startup manufacturer today. There are no tracks, there are no chains, there is no permanent infrastructure defining what the line must look like forever. Workers can walk freely across the floor in any direction because the AGVs stop automatically when a person is nearby. Their onboard safety sensors detect obstacles and halt movement before any contact can occur, making the floor dramatically safer overall. Want to reconfigure your assembly sequence? Reprogram the AGVs, and the new route begins on the next production cycle immediately. Want to add 3 more stations to increase throughput? Bring in more AGVs and integrate them into the existing digital system. Want to expand into a second facility, across town or across the country? Move the AGVs and you move the factory. That last point is the most significant one for understanding Aptera's long-term strategy and why this partnership is so critical. Aptera has always talked about microfactories as part of their plan to scale production regionally across multiple locations. Traditional manufacturing makes microfactories almost economically impossible because of the infrastructure investment required to build each individual location out. With AGVs, each new microfactory requires a clean flat floor, the AGVs themselves, and the software connecting everything together. That is a fundamentally different cost structure than what any traditional automaker faces when opening a new production location today. It means Aptera can scale incrementally and geographically in ways that would be impossible with conventional, conveyor-based assembly systems. Start with one facility, prove the production process, then replicate it in another city without rebuilding from scratch each time. This is the kind of manufacturing strategy that could allow a startup to grow into a serious automaker relatively efficiently. And the press release makes clear that Red Viking sees this as just the beginning of a longer partnership together. They specifically mention looking forward to expanding the relationship as Aptera's clean energy transportation strategy continues to unfold over time. That language suggests Red Viking sees Aptera as a long-term client, not just a one-time equipment customer right now. A company that's been in business since 1981 doesn't use that kind of language casually in an official press release ever. They understand manufacturing timelines, and they wouldn't commit that language unless they believed in the trajectory they're seeing from Aptera. Now let's talk about what this entire announcement actually tells us about where Aptera is in their overall journey today. This is the detail that matters most, and it's the reason this press release deserves so much more attention than it received. Automated guided vehicles are not prototype tools. They are not research equipment. They serve exactly one purpose in manufacturing operations. AGVs exist to move vehicles through a mass production assembly line at scale, repeatedly, efficiently, and consistently over time. You do not invest in a supply agreement for an entire AGV fleet just to build a handful of test vehicles. That level of commitment, signed agreements, fleet sourcing, and system integration only makes sense when mass production is genuinely imminent. This means Aptera isn't just still designing the vehicle, while hoping production comes together eventually at some undefined future date. They are actively building the production infrastructure in parallel with finishing their engineering and completing the production intent vehicle now. These are simultaneous tracks running at the same time, and that's exactly what serious manufacturers do when timelines are real. The engineering team is refining the final vehicle specifications, while the manufacturing team is already building the system to produce it. Red Viking's designing the assembly flow, while Aptera secures the facility and prepares the workforce for production operations. Every one of these actions builds on the others, and they are all happening right now, not at some point later. Think about what that convergence actually means for the people who have been waiting and watching and hoping for years. This isn't a company still trying to figure out whether their vehicle can be manufactured at scale, efficiently, and profitably. This is a company that has already answered that question and is now building the physical infrastructure to prove it publicly. The AGV agreement is the clearest signal yet that production timelines aren't aspirational marketing language designed to maintain community excitement artificially. They reflect real operational decisions backed by real signed contracts with real companies that have real reputations on the line. Red Viking has been building industrial systems for over 40 years, and they don't sign supply agreements with companies going nowhere. Their decision to partner with Aptera carries its own weight as a vote of confidence in what's being built here. And when you add Red Viking's AGV systems to everything else, Aptera has been quietly assembling over recent months together. The picture that emerges is of a company that is genuinely, methodically, and seriously moving toward production in a disciplined way. The solar technology partnerships, the drivetrain development, the structural composite engineering, and now the AGV manufacturing agreement all connect together. Each piece represents a different layer of the production puzzle, and each one is snapping into place on an actual schedule. That's what separates a company in motion from a company that only talks about motion, while the calendar pages turn endlessly. Aptera is in motion. The Red Viking agreement is the manufacturing proof point that confirms everything the community has been sensing lately. The efficiency-first philosophy that Steve Fambro and Chris Anthony built into the vehicle design is now extending into how it gets built. An assembly line with no fixed tracks, no dangerous conveyors, no rigid infrastructure, and complete reprogrammable flexibility reflects that same philosophy perfectly. It's the same thinking that eliminated the traditional frame, the traditional body, and the traditional drivetrain from the vehicle itself. Now it's eliminating the traditional assembly line from the factory and replacing it with something far smarter and more adaptable entirely. That consistency of thinking across every level of the company is one of the most reassuring signs you can observe from outside. It tells you the leadership culture at Aptera isn't just innovative in one area while remaining conventional and cautious everywhere else. They are applying first principles thinking to manufacturing the same way they applied it to the vehicle design years ago. And the result is a production strategy that could be as groundbreaking as the vehicle sitting at the centre of it. This press release was 2 paragraphs long, and most people scrolled past it without fully grasping what it was actually saying. But read it slowly, and the message is unmistakable. Aptera is gearing up for mass production, and they are doing it now. Not someday, not eventually. Not when funding allows, or when the stars align, or when conditions become perfect for moving forward. Now. With signed agreements, with real partners, with a manufacturing philosophy that matches the revolutionary nature of the vehicle itself. That's the story buried inside a quiet press release on a Tuesday afternoon that most of the world completely overlooked entirely. And if you've been following Aptera closely, you already knew something like this was coming, because the signals have been building steadily. The AGV agreement is simply the latest and perhaps the most operationally significant confirmation that the wait is getting shorter every day.